the reality that we all know is, students who are playing sports, whether you playing basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball, football, swimming, track, everybody wants to be able to play at the next level. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you, the beautiful thing now is probably different from when I grew up. And even when you guys were growing up, man, there are so many opportunities for kids to play at the next level. Yeah. I think, one of the things that may hinder a lot of kids is because, they always want to play at that top tier, and understanding, the tier where you are, and just loving where you are. I tell players all the time, love who love you. It might not be an SEC that love you. You know what I mean? It might be a D2, Division 2 that loves you. You better love them back and go get that free education. You know what I mean? So, man, I think what you guys are doing is amazing. And also being able to educate parents with this. Because a lot of times, too, that's where things kind of fall to the wayside, where you have parents who, they don't fully understand the world of recruiting. They just think, hey, my kid is playing, and the coach, they put all the responsibility on the coach. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The coach carries all the kind of, I would say, the wear and tear of having to get kids in school, when it's not really the coach got 100-something players. If you're looking at a football team, basketball team, you got maybe 12, 15 guys, and so, man, it's a lot, and so today, man, the show is Athletes on the Rise, and what we really want to kind of hit on, we want to talk about some of the top kids, but, this is really an opportunity for us to talk about those kids who are under the radar, and talk to those parents who may have players that are under the radar, the kid that's not the 4 or 5 star, not even a 3-star, might not have no stars, but we know that he can get the job done on the field, on the court, you know what I mean? And I think that is something that we want to be able to help parents and educate some parents on and some students on today. And so, man, we're going to dive right in. And we're going to I want to start right here, because as we think about your top tier players, your top tier athletes, there are a lot of things that can get a kid to a 4 or 5 star, right? I've seen kids get that 4 or 5 star by going to a camp. Seeing the kid get it by what he's done on film, by his action. And we've seen it done a number of ways, but what are some of the things that you all believe are helping top athletes separate themselves from the pack? And B Mill, we'll come to you first, man.
Separating top athletes from the pack is, like you said, camping. There's an athlete that, I just know off the top of my head, became a 4-star by going to every camp on the East Coast. Went to every camp, put it on film, because at these camps now, everything's taped. Everything's being put on tape. Everything's being put on social media. So the camping is not just about going to the camp and just running a 40 and doing the one-on-ones, but it's about how you present yourself on tape. How you put your resume out there. Because everything is going on social media. Everything is what the coaches are looking at. They're not just looking at. Before, when we was in school, we go to these camps and coach go back on the computer, pull up the camp info, and just look at your 40 times, shuttle time, all that.
Now no real action, though.
No real action.
Now
they pull it up, they got the film. Not only do they got their film, boom, they pull out their phone. It's on social media also. Not only what you're saying out there, but what you're doing out there also. So it's all about how you present yourself.
Absolutely, man. It's a kind of a whole package, man. Coach Skirk, man, what about you? What do you feel like, as you've seen, I've seen you, train a lot of the top 4 or 5 stars, here in Gwinnett County, really astute players from all over come to Skirk Lab. And so what have you seen just with those various athletes? What have some of them done to really separate themselves from the pack?
I would just say preparation, really, having a plan. You got to come into really 8th grade, 9th grade, going into high school with a plan. Where am I going to go for school? Now that's just as important too. Being around a village. They can really help you elevate your game. And like I said, have that plan that, okay, if I'm on varsity as a freshman, having film young. That's very important. Especially now, because how the recruiting game going on, if you're not a 4 or 5 star, you might kind of fall under the radar. And you might have to go to that smaller school, then go up. So it's just pretty much, I say having a plan and taking your emotions out of it. Especially the last week. That's the one thing that I can say I picked up on the last week or two when it's coming to parents. Just understand that this game is a business. And that this coach is going from this school and they're moving them around, and you can't take it personal. If they didn't offer me, if they're about to offer me, you don't know. Just trust the process. I say just pretty much trust the process, have a plan, and just train and work. I still believe in the the old mentality of like, man, when you grinding it out,
right,
this is gonna come.
Yeah, man, that is true. I think, man, we live in a day and age where I think Coach B. Mill, you brought up the social media aspect where, you know, we see a lot of athletes posting highlights, posting stuff on social media. And I think it's also become a hindrance too, because it's created this microwave mentality. Like you said, being patient, you know, where you got a lot of guys, you know, again, no matter what sport they playing, they feel like, you know, man, it's supposed to happen for me right now.
It's supposed to pop
you know, this is, you know, I've been working out, you know, I put in this 1 year or I put in this one season, it's supposed to jump off for me, where, you know, some players that might happen to, you know, because that becomes the other side where you see a lot of athletes, they're looking at the other end, they're looking at somebody else, they're focused on somebody else. And recently I just told a player, I was talking with him and his parents, and I had to tell them, stop paying attention to what these other players have going on, because that's not your journey. It's not your story. And you got to be focused on your own journey, on your own story, because when you do, you will find that light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, you can't let your emotions, you can't let your ego get into it, man, because, you know, even, and I know both of y'all have seen this, man, where parents call you frustrated. They call you mad, they call you upset. And even as a parent myself, I can sympathize with it, because, you know, you do want your kid to go play. You know your kid's dreams, you know their goals. And so it's like, I just want somebody to help me. You know what I mean?
And you invested.
And you invested. Absolutely.
Into it.
Especially if you are a parent of a junior who's going into his senior year who might not have any offers. You know, it becomes panic mode, because you're starting to see all these other players getting all these offers, you know, and I'm gonna tell you, man, I don't know what's going on with this 40+ offer thing, but it's like kids now, it's like, man, if I don't have 40 offers, man, nobody must not like me. And I'm like, man, what is it with this? Like, bro, you can only go to one school. Why is that such a big deal? Like, it kind of drives me crazy, because it has really hindered the psyche of athletes, to where now, you know, there was a mentality, you know, when I played in high school, and even that I took when I played in college, man. When I was in high school, we had this mantra of, you know, big team, little me. And I'm gonna tell you, when I played in high school, our coach, if a player made a selfish decision, whether it was in practice or in the game, the whole rest of that week at practice, they had to wear a shirt that said "Big Me, Little Team." You know what I mean? And it was a punishment. Nobody wanted to wear that jersey for that week. You know what I mean? And it was a jersey, it was bright, everybody saw it, you know, and that mentality has gone now, because kids, almost to the point where I feel like kids would rather, they care more about the scholarships than they do winning the state championship.
They do.
Like it's really like, man, yeah, I'm working hard. I want to win, but I'm really working hard because, bro, I'm trying to get this scholarship.
You know, go to a school that's 15 players with potential offers in a school with, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just a few players with offers, but a bunch of guys that play for each other.
Absolutely.
They go get that thing.
Absolutely.
State championships.
When winning gonna bring, it's gonna bring the attention. You know what I mean? And so you get this selfish mentality, man, that it's really plagued sports, whether it be youth sports all the way up to high school.
They don't realize that state championship is really a coach's clinic. That's a recruiting clinic.
Absolutely.
You go to a team that's gonna get that state championship.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be there. Yeah, they're gonna be there. It's a magnet. Yeah. It's a magnet, man. And so, man, trying to almost, you know, nurture the mentality of players is a whole nother thing to get them out of the big me, little team mentality, and get them focused on that big team, little me mentality.